Hey, welcome back. Time for a brand new section here, all on file I/O. So file input and output. So we've been working with Python files, obviously, at this point, including multiple files that are all Python files. And that's great. But this section is all about working with files that aren't Python files that don't necessarily contain code. And this is everything's important in this course, in my opinion. But let's be honest, some things definitely are more important than others. And file I/O is crucial if you're interested in things like data science or web development. For example, in data science, a lot of the stuff that people work on, it depends on the project and the company or what they're doing, but a lot of the time you're working with data sets. And for example, it might be a publicly available data set from the New York City crime statistics, whoever puts those out. There might be a big data set of thousands and thousands of lines in a CSV file, for example, that has all the crime data from the last 10 years in New York. And you could analyze it with Python and spit something out. Or in web development, a lot of the time, you're working with HTML and JavaScript and CSS files. You'll need to read those files in from a .css file into your Python code and then send the contents somewhere else. And that's just one example. Or, there are people who actually write entire books using Python, and Python will generate PDF files, for example, and it needs to be able to make those files and save those files. Okay, so all that stuff, we're not going to get into making books and data science just yet, but let me talk about what we will get into in this section. So we're going to talk about things like reading basic files in, writing to basic files, so adding contents in and saving it. We'll talk about an alternate syntax using the with blocks to read and write to and from files. We'll describe different ways of opening a file and some of the nuances around all of this. And then we'll focus on two data formats. The first one is CSV, so comma separated values, very common data format. We'll talk about how to read CSV and write to CSV files. And I didn't add this in here, but we'll also talk about JSON, JavaScript object notation, a really common data format as well. And we'll talk about how JSON interfaces with or meshes with Python and how to read and write. All right, so in the next video, we'll dive right into reading basic files.